Welcome to Nikra's Bullpen. This is Nick, and right now we're going to be watching the CPI come up. Check this out real quick. So here we are watching the CPI. CPI should be coming up here any moment now. I'm doing a thesis based on yesterday's move and how today's going to play out. Now, yesterday, I had made a video yesterday stating that we're going to pull back and then move forward, right? And if you watch the video, you'll see what I was looking for as far as a pullback, though. But because I was really wanting a pullback back to 390.48, but it didn't give me the pullback back to 390.48. It did give me a pullback to here, my little green line here, and I was able to take position and be able to make this move upward to target. Now she took all doggone day to get to target, based on the thesis here. So now that we kind of got up here, right? And now we're at and above 396. We're kind of moving around this at this point. Now I'm not exactly sure what time CPI is coming out, and um, I figured it'd come around 8 o'clock like it did last time, but probably not. Probably not. But anyway, so what I'm looking for is the price to get to 398, 398, 397, 80-ish, this around this area. All right. And if we get around this area and we break above it, then we're going to get up to 401. Now, with CPI coming out today, a lot of thinking comes into play, saying, "Hey, we're at the top. This line up here, right? Actually, let me bring this down a little bit. There we go. This line right here is the macro line. Okay, this macro line says that from the time that the market started falling, okay, beginning of last year, that's when she started falling, 379, 78-ish, right? And she started dropping down to where we are now. Well, it made four peaks. Okay, even with the CPI jumping the price up to 414, then coming down to 410, then dropping lower. I'm kind of anticipating the same kind of setup today because we are at the top of this downtrend, this retracement that we've had since the beginning of last year. All right, we didn't get a turnaround, okay, until there. Let's really back this bugger up a bit. There we go. We didn't get the turnaround till here. All right, this day right here. October 12th. October 13th is when we finally got the turnaround. Now I said back here on September ago, and it's in my social media, so there's timestamps. I said that we weren't going to get the reversal until we got to 350. We got under 350, nice, where she gapped down, and then she just ran. And when she ran off, anybody that heard me then could have bought calls for 3 months out, and this would have played out so beautifully for everybody. All right. So now we're here. Okay, this is yesterday's little candle right there, and that little candle right there is only a $4.22 move. All right, she grinded up all day just to get that. So now what are we looking for today is this, and with CPI. Oh, hang on, sorry. Before I get to that point. You see this macro line of resistance, right? The reason I say macro because it's at the very high end of the falling peaks. These are falling peaks. And it looks like we're about to touch again. Now, will we? I don't know. Question is definitely there. Maybe, maybe not. We've done this before where, as you see on this over here, right, comes down, makes this little hook, comes down, comes all the way back, and stops right here at the 200 SMA. This purple line is the 200 SMA. And this time we actually gapped above it yesterday and had a $4.20, was that $4.38, sorry, a $4.22 move. Okay, so the fact that she got over the 200 SMA seems a little iffy as far as it going down further. All right, because she's gapped over it, she means that she has momentum to keep pushing, but we have a couple of problems that we're going to run into. One being here. See how this line right there, right? This is problematic one. This is problematic two. If we can get over both these levels, then we're going to start moving upward, right? Creating a new trend, meaning we're no longer in the downtrend. We're no longer in this retracement that we've been in since the beginning of last year. Because take a look. Remember how everybody kept saying we're in a bear market, right? I had this in one of my videos where I kept yelling, yelling, when I kept saying we're not in a bear market. This is a healthy 50% retracement. I've said this in the video in my previous videos as well. We're not in a bear market. When you see a pull, you see a big move like this, whether it's a day chart, hourly chart, it doesn't matter. When you see a move like this, you expect a healthy pullback for a continuation. This is a healthy pullback. Here, let me show you. Many ways you can find that the if the SPY is really going to a downtrend or not, right? And let's do it again. Right there. Look at that. Let me get 90. Get down there. Oops, sorry. It's not that easy to get the thing to the top of that level. There we go. Close enough. All right, so from the bottom of this COVID area, right? This row down here is the COVID drop. Okay, so down at the bottom of this COVID drop, you got this line that comes up, right? Well, not this line, but you got up here is our top 397.98 or 379.98, and check it out, right here, 50% retracement, okay, and then we start moving upward. All right, we got the 348.11, right? So it got the 50% retracement, and she pulled back, and that's gorgeous, right? These are Fibonacci's. You have these on your platforms as well. So now that we are here, okay, back at the peak, because this is what these are. These are falling peaks, and they were not and could not stay above the 200 SMA. Now, nothing here says that she can't stay over. She'll stay over the 200 SMA, but the way I read these things is this right here. When you have the SMAs and the 50 SMA conjoining together, and here I got my little 20 right here. Typically, this means she's going to pull further. All right. So, basing this on CPI and basing this on just chart analysis, I'm expecting this to start getting up to about right here, around 401, 408. Okay, so far we've already gapped up because you can see it up here, right? It's not a big gap up, but it's there. We actually it's about a dollar, what, dollar 40-ish, right? Dollar 40-ish already on the gap up. Okay, so we're already gapped up again for another continuational move. So once we get up to 401, the question is whether or not if we can break out of that. If we can break out of that, then we will be in a full swing going up. Now the question is whether or not if we're going to double top up here and then drop again, or right hit around 418. This right here, see this right here, 28, 23.6, and from 418 and drop down here. All right. So if we can get to here, 418 for the day, that's my anticipation. I believe we're going to drop from there, but I have to see how this continues to play out in order to know for sure, right? Because nobody knows for sure until the play plays out. Then you know. You got speculation. You go by what we see here, and that's all you can do. So, but based on this, right here, where we got around 38.2%, we came up, got a little above 23.6, and then we fell back down, getting to 50%. Now, you see how we kind of bounced right here on 38, right? Right here, 38.2. So that's why I'm expecting some reaction right here, a little resistance, maybe even a pullback from here, not really a push through. But again, we won't know that till we get there. So far, I'm not seeing any real reaction yet. Apparently, CPI hasn't came out. But let's talk about yesterday's and today's thesis and see what and get an idea what we're looking for. Okay, see there it is right there. See all that room, right? It seems like a lot, but I mean CPI did this over here. You see that? CPI had this thing go, it dropped down back to here, right? Which is 399.09. If you can't tell, it's all to the far left of the screen, my little mouse. And then, of course, from 399, that's a $14 move. Now, we have it on here. We've had a that 348.11. That's also a $20 move, right? So don't get it twisted. It can get all the way up here today, depending on CPI, of course, right? But I look for the meat of the move when I do my trading because I'm not trying to catch this whole thing or get have expectations that over exceeds what the chart is even telling me. Okay, there's too many things I can see this chart hitting before it gets to 418. Like for instance, right here, around there is 401 again, 400, 400, 401. That's a level that my expectation is right on for. That's what I'm looking for. Next level is roughly around right. Let's see. There we go, right there, about 404.90, 405. So that's my next level I'm looking for. These are realistic expectations I look for. Now, if it gets to that, then I can get to the 414 area and see that tap there. But that's what I'm looking for at that moment. Okay. So now let's move on to the thesis. Just give you an idea of how CPI can really jerk this thing up and get back to 418. But let's look at the thesis and see how this thing's really going to play out. All right, there we go. See, this is how I have the thesis set up. Now, see, I know it says like a lot of lines, but there's a lot of price levels, as you notice, especially in this consolidation period that we've had for the last 2.5 weeks. Okay, this is how we've been catching these levels based on my thesis, right? See how it reacts right here on 387.62. Okay, and then she comes down. We're able to catch these because they're hitting our levels, okay, which is giving us our buy setups to take in, okay, which allows us to maximize profits, minimize losses, and minimize even getting stomped out. Getting stomped out happens. Losses will happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or coconuts about it. It's going to happen. The question is, are you a professional enough trader to cut losses quickly so you can survive for the next trade? You're always going to get stomped out. If you're getting stomped out too early, before I go on here, let me give you a nice little nugget in the box. If you get stomped out too early, it's not somebody chasing you or stop loss chasing you. What's happening is that you're getting in the trade a little too early. All right? That's what's happening. It's either one, your stop loss is too tight, or your stop loss, or not your stop loss, but your entry is too early. You pulled the trigger too soon. And that's why you're getting stomped out when you go into a trade. And then of course, once you get stomped out, what happens? You're afraid to jump back into it. There's a book called PTS, all right? I do recommend everybody to get it. It's not my book. It belongs to my mentor. My mentor is Jared Wesley. And he has this book called PTS. It is the Bible of trading, all right? I have it. Professional traders have it. Professional Traders Strategy. That's PTS. So the point of this is that we look up for really, really good buy setups, and even in the buy setups, it states that there's a rule in there called the 84% rule. That rule states that if you get stomped out, you can take the trade again at the exact same spot you was, not time frame, price target, right? If you're getting in at 380 and it goes down to 378, okay, but it looks like she's reversing and coming right back. You can take your 380 position again, same stop loss where it was, and then let it run. And chances are, that's why it's called the 84% rule. It works 84% of the time. Okay. Now, if it stomps you out again, then the trend's not going in that direction, and it's just stay away from it. But typically, 84% of the time, right, it does move up to higher highs, getting to target. So there's a nice little nugget in the bucket that you can use when you're taking your trades. Okay, and then if you are stuck to the PDT rule, maybe you should think more about timing it better, regardless if you're a PDT rule or not, I guess. But make sure you start timing it better. If you're getting stopped out, maybe wait for the pullback as you because you're noticing it rips down, right? You're about to get in. Wait for the rip down. All right, just wait for the rip down. Once it rips down, then throw your entry in, then throw your stop in. All right, you put your stop in at the rip down because normally because that's what those are. Those are dip and rips. You get the dip, you got the rip, and you got in when it you hit your target when it dipped. Right, not target. Excuse me. You hit your entry when it dipped. That don't mean you try to catch the dip at the bottom. Don't do that. Take the entry you have when she dips down. Take the entry you're going to take when she dips down. Take that entry. She comes back up. You slap in your stop loss. Bam! She tags and she's get to running. You got the popped in the momentum of it instead of getting wiggle 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 jiggles you in, drops, snaps you out, and then rips. It means you're getting in a little too early. Wait for the dip, then put in your entry at the top of that dip, and then let it rip up and take you with it. All right. So there's your nugget in the bucket. So back to this. As long as we stay above these levels, these two, this level right here and this level right here, all right, these are ascending lines of support and resistance. They act as support and resistance in certain areas, okay? So right now, this is more of a resistance, right? And we finally broke above it yesterday. Now we're using it as support. Same thing here. See how these two kind of conjoin right here, right? So what are we looking for, okay? And yes, you'll see that writing here in a minute. So what we're looking for? What we're looking for is this nice staying above here. We're already starting to move up. Here it is 816, and we're moving up to this area here. Now, if you're trading the equity in itself and not trading options, you could have bought anywhere around here, right? And you could be making money now if you're trading equity as it sits. But when you're doing options, right? And with my Discord, my community, you can do both because I use the chart, this chart right here, to trade options. What? Yeah, wicked, right? But that is the proper way to trade them because believe it or not, those of you who may not know, another nugget in the bucket, options chains has charts. Hear me again. Option chains have charts. If you're not using an options chart, chances are you're not trading your options properly. All right. That's why a lot of options traders are losing because they have not realized there's an options chart. Matter of fact, I'll show you. You want to see what an options chart looks like? This is a really ugly options chart, but it is an options chart. Let me let's do this real quick. Let's get a better chart. Basically, just changing time frames. There we are. So this is an options chart. All right. Now these are like 400 puts. So I'll tell you what. Let's change this up a little bit. Let's do this. There we are. So here we are. There's a nice little options chart. Now we switched over to calls. This is an options chart. Okay. So here's that dip and rip I was talking about on yesterday's move. So she comes down, right? We saw the dip. We saw the dip down on the SPY, right, where it came down to the 20. See right here. This is what I mean the dip and reps. So you see this coming down. You want to get in. I like to get it on the top of the previous red candles, right? And right here, in this case, this one does work. She catches in, tags you in on this candle, right? This big green candle gets a back above this green line, this green trend line I got here, and as you see, she keeps respecting it. Dips down here, drops a what is that? A red hammer, hangman, what do you call it? Silly thing. And then she just keeps going up and going up, right? So this is how you do options. If you see the options moving in a pattern, because I'm a pattern trader, and a lot of y'all are pattern traders too. I'm sure y'all looking for patterns. Well, options have the same patterns as the charts. Wicked. So this is your other nugget in the bucket. Make sure you have an options chart so you can trade better. You can trade safer, right? Because I'm telling you now, if you bought in the money, right? Just because you buy in the money, when you're watching the options chain, okay, does not mean you're going to be making money. Keep that in mind. Just because you're in the money doesn't mean you're going to be making money, especially with zero DTE, 0 days to expire. So this is why we keep these things in mind. Now you can play them out a little bit further out, right? Out of date instead of zero DTEs. You can play them out like a week or two, but understand theta is still attacking. Right? It won't be attacking as bad as zero DTEs, but it's still attacking. And if it's trading sideways and you're just doing buying a call or buying a put, right? Then these are calls. And then of course, let's say we bought here, right here. What day is this? January 9th. So let's say you bought here, right? You're in the money the whole time. All this is in the money. You're in the money, but yet see now you're losing, right? Now she's dying, right? These are 395. So these are okay. These are here. These are in the money. But look, see how she's dying? All right. These are zero TTEs. That's why they die like that. But you can be in the money, they can die out like that because options are meant to go in as a directional thing. They're meant to go in one direction. Calls means they go up. Puts means they go down. All right. So if they're not going in that direction, there's a thing called theta, time decay. It will eat your premiums alive, like Pac-Man the dots. It will eat your premiums alive. And then you won't be able to get the money you're looking for because, one, you're watching the options chain. Okay. Now, even on options chain, you can cut losses quickly. But the problem with the options chain is that you can't see the pattern. So if you see it pulling back on you, of course you're going to take your profits really quick because you don't know how far she's going to pull back. But with option charts, with a chart, you can actually gauge how far she may pull back and then be able to continue riding the ride up. So there's your so if you've never seen an options chart before, there's your options chart right there. And we do this in our Discord, in our community that we have. Right now our community is small, right? But right now I like quality over quantity at this moment because I'm able to focus on each trader and get them to the level I would like them to be, which is being consistent, right? We focus on three things: trade management, risk management, trading plans. All right, actually, money management. So four. Um, so we focus on these. We focus on these four things, and by focusing on these, money will come. All right, that's where people kind of got backwards. They think if they focus on the money, then they can manage their risk, or they can manage their trade if they just focus on the money. No, it's the other way around. All right, and again, there's your another nugget in the bucket. If you focus on your risk management, trade management, money management, make sure you always have a trading plan. You work on these four things. I can promise you, your account will stop dropping and start moving. All right, in the direction you want. Slow and steady gains. You ever heard this on these social media platforms? Single wins always takes the bait. There you go. That's why, because single wins do move your account. They move it in the direction you want. It's no get rich quick scheme. It's no, hey, I can make you $30,000 in 30 minutes, doggone it. All you got to do is follow me and pay $500 a month, and I'll teach you how to blow up your fucking account. Because that's exactly what happens. They will blow up your account because they feed you false hope. Here in our community, we focus on these four things that gives you a solid education, gets your expectations in line with your experience by these four things: trade management, money management, risk management, and of course, setting up and having a full-fledged trading plan. That's how we do it here. And my bullpen is free. Come into our bullpen. Check us out. We'll even give you 2 weeks free VIP status. If you click the link here from this video, click this link from this video, we'll give you 2 weeks free status. That means you come to the trading floor. Okay, we have a trading floor, a live trading floor where you trade with me, right? And you get to learn a lot. I do not hold nothing back. I don't care if you're only there for 2 weeks and move on. If I can get you the fundamentals in 2 weeks and you decide to move on, believe it or not, you made my day. All right. And if you don't believe me, ask the folks in the community. I am exactly that way there as I am here. I'm telling you exactly what my expectations are when you show up. My job is to get you prepared, whether you stay in the community or not. This way, if I get you educated enough, maybe, just maybe, you can grow your account whether you're still with us or not. You understand? So, as I'm over here babbling away, we're watching the SPY as she's starting to move now. Got a little momentum going up here. Now at 397.45, right? We're about 825 in now, and I can only assume CPI hasn't really jumped in yet. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at the news. Let's see. What do we have on the news? Let's see. I tell you, y'all want to see the news with me? Let's go take a look at the news. Let's see here. This may be slightly difficult because I'm not sure. I don't think I have that set up. To get y'all to be able to see the news. Because there's the news right here. Let's see. Yeah. Let's take a. Sorry, folks. I don't have that set up. Let's see. But yeah, the news, right, is right over here. This is the news right here. So give me a second and see if I can't get us see if I can get us some news. Do 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 do. This is the first time I've done this to where I would actually want to get news in. So there we go. Let's see. Uh, well, that's not working. Ah, no, it's going nutty. Well, that didn't work. Now I'm bouncing all over the place. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Whoop. That's funny. Well, let's not do that shit live, huh? ah, let's see. Let's see. All right, there we go. Ah, that was fun. Well, I guess we're not looking at news together. Let's see. So far, news hasn't really said much anyway. Let's see. 824.50 news came out stating. Let's see. Markets continue to be bolstered by three views gaining more traction this new year. Blah 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 blah. Basically, it's just crap news. Ain't nothing going on yet. Um, I haven't checked to see what time CPI comes out, but that's fun. That was fun, wasn't it? Technical malfunction right in the middle of the show. Yay! All right. So as we continue to watch, what other gold nuggets can I give you today? All right. I'll tell you what. Let's give you another little gold nugget. All right. I'm liking my little phrase here. Let's give you another nugget in the bucket. All right. These levels here. Why these levels even exist? Okay. I guarantee you a lot of you, that's a lot. It's too. Your chart's too busy. Oh yeah, it's definitely busy. But when you're in the mix of it all, right? When you're in the mix, like this one, see how well they play out? 397.55. Now these are my thesis as well as previous videos. So these ain't like I drew them up today, and because we know we've seen people do that where they have lines that you see how I hit my line there. We made 30. We made was it 30,000? We made $10,000 off this move. Huh? Where's the chart before all this move? Right? I bet you asked the same thing, right? Well, if you were able to catch this and you had these lines before, I'm not doubting per se, but I'm also saying show me how you came to this conclusion first, right? Right? Show me how you came to this ideology of this thing moving this far, this much before the chart does. See, nobody can do that. I can. All right. You can go. Like I said, when you show up in our community, you have access to our thesis. Our thesis will state that we were looking for this whole thing. Okay, we got the pull backwards, right? We hit here roughly around the 250 SMA. It tagged 379.55, and my guys actually made money on this move. All right, and not everybody caught the whole thing. Okay, but she was a nice runner. Remember what I said before that uh, the 84% rule, right? Let's say you were trying to get in here, right? You want to get in here, so you got in on the open, you got stomped out on this big candle here, right? Kind of sucks, right? But she dips down. You have two choices here. As it's making this candle here, you can put your entry right here at the 200 SMA. A lot of us did this in our trading floor. We did that. We put ours over the over and at the 200 SMA to catch this move because it did tag 379.55. But the 84% rule does not state that you go from your entry being right here, right, to down here. That's not what the 84% rule states. The 84% rule states that if your entry is here, 383.82, you get back in at the exact same spot. Okay? And that's where you do. You get at the exact same spot. And then when you do, then you get the pop and you get the move. Okay? So you'll miss this down here, but by following the 84% rule to its entirety, right, to its exact way of how it's formed, you're able to catch the move. Because a lot of people are too scared. When this thing drops, I guarantee a lot of people are trying to do puts here or sell the market here versus getting ready to push forward. Because people get biased very quickly. Oh, this is too violent. Oh, it ain't coming back. Boing. She just goes. So you have to make sure you stay objective. And by staying objective is by having these levels. And this is why these levels are here. So again, how do we get these levels? Well, we got to zoom. Well, we got to really pull back for that if I want to answer that question. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. As you see how we get these levels. This is how we get these levels. These levels, like this one right here, right? See how we have support come right here. We got some resistance. Come right here. We got some more resistance. A little bit more resistance. See that? Barely touched, but it still counts as support. Here, support, right? What about right here? Right. See this long candle here? That's outside of the normal price range. That's why it's here. This thing, same thing. Outside the normal price average. That's why it's right here. Okay. So if you're wondering why not down here, well, I got one down here. This is where our line started, our ascending line of support that we've seen a while back, even this little purple line. But we look for when you're drawing lines, you're wanting trend changers. You're wanting price action momentum changers. And these big candles right here, whether it be red or green, doesn't matter. See, this one's a green one. Same line, right? This big one, this red one right here, hit, tip, tip, tip. Right off the green one, she takes off. Another green one right here, 380.38. Another green one right here. See, this is why these lines exist. Okay? That's why this line's above this one. See? So this is how you create your lines. Now, this one's 388.52. This one is not conducive to these back here, obviously, because of, it's right slap down in the middle of the gap. But look at here. See how the average price action itself reacts to it? See that? That's what you want. This is how you draw your lines properly, folks. And I know a lot of y'all trying to draw lines and you figure out how come it's blowing past my lines? How come my support and resistance levels aren't working? Well, this is why. Because you're placing them in smaller time frames, way smaller time frames. You need way bigger time frames to get stronger support resistant levels and understand the difference between support and resistant levels and price action levels. Okay? You understand the difference between the two because there is a difference, believe it or not. You're not looking for a support level is a support level that actually can hold its ground for a good long time. Then you have others that are just price action, like these right here. These right here in the middle. What is this? 380, 383.22, 384.94. Let's see, 386.16. These are price action levels. Then throughout this last couple of weeks, some of them became actual resistant levels. They change up on you. 386.16 became a resistance level for what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 8 days. Became a resistance level for 8 days. Finally changed the pattern when she broke above on the ninth. All right. So again, how do you catch these moves? By doing exactly this. This will take time, and this will take time to do because if I sat here, right, and just made them all disappear, right? Let's say poof, poof. There you go. So now they're all gone. Can you see where they were without them being there, right? So how can we see where the price is going without visualization? Well, even the best traders don't do that. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. Even the best traders don't do that. The best traders, what they do, okay, is they have visualizations for a reason. They want to see price levels sitting right in front of their faces, so that way, when the line is coming up, because when you're in the thick of it, right? Being the thick of it being when you're in the middle of a trade. See, this is a resist. This is a support level. Look how well this reacts. And we got 4 touches. They got 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, 5. Well, technically that's 4. It never left. Whee! And then sure she takes off. By having these lines, right, it keeps your perspective in order, right? And it says, like down here, we got this big drop here, right? We consolidated. We had this dip down. Before this move here, I bet you people were buying puts at this point. Or not by here because this is pre-market. But I bet a lot of people swung puts down here. Oh, she's tanking. Look at this. Her whole move right there. Let's see. Let's see. This whole move right here. This range is a $5.56 range in pre-market. Some actual market because this is a 4-hour candle. So, but a lot of people got burnt right there. Now, if you're asking right now, you know, could I have caught this going up, right? Could I bought calls instead of puts? Well, if you had this line here, right? Remember, you don't know until she actually does it because these lines are not guaranteed. They're just speculation based on history. So it does minimize your risk, though. If you see you've tapped this line 3 times, then you got 4 here, right? I would technically be willing to do calls too. I was like, I'm going to do calls because I've seen her touch here. She's not breaking under. I don't see her really dropping under. But I'm not going to do a big position either. I'm not. You don't go loading the boats on a, okay? You do a simple, all right, I'm going to drop 100 shares, 50 shares, whatever. And then, of course, she comes down right back to here, right? Now in market, because this candle right here is in market time. You can actually double down, right? Because with options, remember, if you buy calls on options and she dips down, your premiums drop. Okay, so now you can actually add more to your position because it's bouncing off the same line. Right now, I know it's a tail, but remember this is a 4-hour chart. So this being a 4-hour chart, I tell you, let's take a little closer view into here. Uh, have we got anything action going on yet? Nope. This is today over here. This wide range candle on the 4-hour chart. This wide range candle is today. So we're still watching this while we're talking. So don't worry, we're still watching this over here. Um, see where's our day at? Right here. The 6th of January. So I tell you, let's go take a gander at January 6th, and I'm gonna show you something. Let's see. Let's do 6. So let's do about 20 days. And actually, I think I have that in my favorites. 5 minutes, fine. That might. Nope, it's not in my favorites. So, is that over here? Yep, January 6th, right here. This is the one. This is one we're looking at. See how you buy your, you say buy your calls right here near end of day, right? Okay. Here's another. Here's another point of it right here. I think my guys did buy calls here. Now I think about it. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But you got three. Yeah, here you got three touches on the support right here. Really didn't get to this. So yeah, you'd want to buy calls here. Taps here during pre-market. Gives you another entry here, right? And let's see. There you go. Yeah, that's what we were looking at before. January 6th, right here, where it's at the 200 SMA and she takes off. That's what we were looking at earlier. So yeah, we did catch this. I don't think about held. Can't speak. I don't think anybody held calls overnight though. So don't quote me on that. I don't think anybody did. I do know we did take the positions down here because I'm the one that called it. Because I'm the analyst in the room. So anyway, and of course, look, 388.52. Tag, you're it. All right. So yeah, as you see, if you bought calls, right, this is how you do it. You buy calls. You see she coming down at the 200 SMA. Take the same calls you took. Don't take a whole other position. Take the same calls you took and add in here. Because if we saw on the options chart, because there's an options chart to this, we saw it. You can get in at the equivalent, right, of what you see. Uh, Tell you what, let's see here. Let's zoom back out. Because it was 841. We're getting closer and closer. Oh, did CPI come out? Oh, I think CPI came out. Look at this. She's getting whippy. Yeah, I think CPI came out. Check this crap out. Up here, got to 380, 398.47. Let's pull the thesis up, right? We're going to watch this thesis play out in hand. And we're going to stay up to about another, let's say about 20 minutes. Because I need to get to work. I got a community to get to. um, So look at this. Now remember, we were seeing this before this got played out, right? So look at how beautiful this is playing out so far for us. It dropped a wick right here at 398, 397.80, right? She drops all the way down, drops another tail right here at 393.67. This is wicked, right? Now you're seeing how we play out. You're seeing this in real time, right? Live. Maybe a couple seconds delay depending on how this whole live streaming thing goes, okay? Um, but right now we're watching it live. And all these low levels. Now, live and in person, if it can stay above 393.67, right, we can get that push up to here, 401. However, the way she's looking so far, right, you can't go by price action. Understand we're talking about earlier, okay? Earlier we're talking about price action being the normal price action. This is not normal price action. All right, so of course, obviously, you don't want to be in this mess on the price action. So let's see. So we're gonna go here and watch. Matter of fact, I tell you what, we got a better idea. Du, 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 du. There we go. Let's get some meat in these bones, okay? Meat in these bones means you get a you get a bigger visual of the trend. You get a better idea of what you're looking for when you see a little bit more to the left. So right here, 392 is where that tail dropped. See this little reaction right here, right? Keep that in mind. So now we have this here. So if we can we chop in around right here between 398 and 395 all day? Yes, she could. But I'm not. That's not my anticipation right now. My anticipation is if it continues to stay under here, the 200 SMA, challenging these two ascending lines of supports, challenging this. If it cannot hold above here, 393.67 is next on the level. And of course, if she can't get that bounce from here, right, or bounces off of here, comes back up, hits her head, challenges it as a resistance level this time instead of a support level, then she's really going to head. She's going to probably blast through 393.67 and slam right into 390.48. But we're watching this live right now. We got another 15 minutes before I have to cut tail and run because I want to make sure that, of course, I take care of my community because I got to get them prepped up. So continue to watch here and just say because I believe CPI came out. So we're gonna keep watching this for a minute live right now and take a look at these lines, right? Even right here, you don't have to have these descending lines of resistance, supports and resistance right here. Draw your line on your chart right here, 395.23. Whoop, all the way across. Same thing right here. Put your line right here at 397, 398, whatever it is, whichever you want to put it, right here, right? Make these your levels because I guarantee they're going to play out in market. Right? I guarantee you that much. They're going to play out during market. The question is how they're going to play out, right? And understanding price action and the behavior of this particular stock or this the SPY gives you a better indication of what she may or may not do. Now, you see how these are all conjoined together, right? My theory is that she's going to push downward, not up. She's going to push downward in my theory. So I'm going to see. So right now I'm looking for. I'm still waiting on the market open. We still got another little less than an hour, 45 less than 45 minutes before we get the market open. So I'm looking to see how she keeps reacting under here. If she keeps twiddling and twirling around here, yes, that is not a word. Twiddling and twirling, twiddling and twirling around this area, then I see her dropping down. And that's where we're going to take our positions, and we're going to ride it to first target 393.67. If she bounces, and of course gets to 394, you cut bait, right? From 393.67 gets to 394, you cut bait. Do not ride this all the way back up, thinking it's just a pull back and then go down. Don't be silly. Get out of the position, okay? So, because all you got to do, if it hits here, bounces back to 394, all you got to do is put your position, put your entry right back at 393.67. If she does come back, she can tag you and move you along down the road. But do not sit there and wait to hit. Okay, hit target. I'm gonna wait for a bigger move, and it pulls all the way back up on you. Okay, because then you're leaving profits on the table for no reason at all. That means if you're letting it pull back this far, you don't have a real trading plan. You're hopium at that point. You're hoping that it's going to just come up, maybe tap here and bounce down. Okay, and just because we have lines doesn't mean we just I'm just going to wait. You're hoping you're hoping it bounces here. Especially when you get to target 393.67 and you're not cutting bait at the latest at 394, then you're hopium at that point. You've traded your trading plan in for hopium, saying, I hope it bounces off of here and then comes back down further, right? You don't want to do that. Take profits, okay? We have a set of rules in our community. Rule number one, cut losses quickly. Rule number two, take profits. All right, two of the biggest rules you'll ever have in your trading career. Two rules that you need to abide by at all costs. Cut losses quickly, take profits. So if it gets to 393.67, okay, and she bounces, have your stop loss in. Right here, 394. That's why I said 394. Look at this, right here. Put it at 394. Man, put it at 394.01. I don't care, right? Just make sure it's there. So that way you capture from point A to point B a good meat of the move. All right. And then if she does bounce off of here and then comes back down, or comes up about here and then comes back down, you can find an entry. All right. Find the entry on the setup and get in. Safe bet is make sure she gets back under 393.67. Does not use this as support for a bigger bounce. So me, I would put it at 393.60 over my entry, and then I can take 393 all the way down, 392, then maybe 390.48. All right. So that's what we're looking for there. Now, if it continues so far to stay above here, right? Because so far this is testing these levels under the 200 SMA. So if it can still stay above here, right? This is ascending a line of support. Two of them, Not one, two. That means the strength of its resolve is a lot stronger than even just a simple price level at this point. Because this thing backdates. Let's see how far back this backdates. This backdates to June of last year. Okay, this one. This one backdates all the way to, drum roll please, September of last year. So these are a lot stronger, right? And this one, I think this one backdates to when? It doesn't say. But don't think this backdates that far though. So these are going to be a lot stronger than this one. But anyway, the fact that they cross here and the price is staying above here means she can actually get up here. All right, which we said before, right? We can get to 400, 401. We can get to here, right? I'm sorry, up here. So right now, CPI came in. It doesn't seem to be as strong as it was last time it came in. So maybe the news just wasn't there, or maybe they're yakking about it now. Let's go take a look at let's go take a look real quick. No, they're talking about it right now. Inflation falls in December. Stocks struggle to find direction. What you need to know. I'm telling you what you need to know now. Don't listen. Don't when they start telling you how to trade, don't listen to these jokers. These jokers will cost you so much doggone money. All right. There's one guy on TV. He definitely will cost you money. You do the inverse, you'll make more money doing the opposite of what he says. Let's see. Philadelphia Fed president speaks out talking about likely to raise rates a few more times in 2023. Oh, that's not good. Uh, time for future. Blah 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 blah. So, so far they're yakking away right now. So CPI is going on right now. It started off at, yeah, it did start off at 8:30. I was expecting 8 o'clock. Started off at 8:30. USA continuing jobless claims. 16. Ooh, wait, that's 1 million. Uh, look at that again. Let me just click on it. I know y'all can't see it. I'll just have to read it out. USA continuing jobless claims, 1.6 million versus 1.7 million estimate. The 1.694 is prior. Let's see. USA initial jobless claims. Let's see. What they up it? Because it's like the same thing with different numbers. That's why you can't trust crap sometimes. Like a few minutes later, all of a sudden the U.S. initial jobless claims is 205,000 versus 215,000. Estimated was 204,000 prior. Let's see. The USA's CPI month over month for December is 0.10 versus 0% prior. Point da da da. Reading was so far just the CPI just seems kind of blah. Uh, I'm no guru at reading these things, so yeah, this is where my community comes in handy. I got a guy that actually knows how to read this a lot better than I do and understand this crap a lot better than I do. I stick with technical analysis. It works for me. No matter what the news says, my technical analysis has not failed me. I won't say never. I'll just say has not failed me. I'm sure there will be a time it will. The consumer price index rose 6.5% in December, down from 7.1% in November, according to data the Labor Department reported on Thursday. The December CPI reading was in line with average economist estimates of 6.5%. Okay, so pretty much, yeah, it looks like I'm right. It's just blah. It's not really doing much right now. It's kind of got the stock a little wishy-washy, but other than that, it's really not doing much, really. Let's see. This one just came out. White House narrowing executive order on China investments. Earlier report. Okay. Yeah, not even trying, whatever the fork that is. Anxious. Axios. Let's see. Philadelphia Fed President Harker says Fed likely to raise rates a few more times in 2023. Time for future Fed rate hikes to shift to 25 basis points increasements. Doesn't see a recession, but GDP should slow to 1% this year. Okay. I feel like they're really trying to drag this down. What do you think? But hey, so far we're still in pre-market. 5 minutes till 9, 35 minutes till market open, and so far, look at this. If you're buying the equity, even off my levels, right? If you would have bought right here at the 200 SMA from 395.80 up to 397.80, look at that. That's a $2 move right there. Congratulations, you made money just off the levels alone. If you did as I was talking about before, right? If you bought off of here because you see that she's holding, you see that she's not really getting under here, right? She's kind of testing this level, like I was saying earlier. Then you could have got her around here, right? What was that? 395.17 up to here. That's first target, 398. Look at that. You would have made money on pre-market all by itself. Just by being on here live with me, you're able to make money just off pre-market alone. So this is what we do. Just so you get an idea of how we do things. This is exactly how we do it to make sure that we continue to increase profits, minimize losses by doing exactly this, playing off these levels, right? If you're a little bit more conservative of a trader, you can right here off the 200. Either way, this is a good move. See how she's reacting? So you see why I said, you know, to take profits, right? Rule number 2, take profits. It got to target, take profits. See how quickly she pulled back, dropping a wick above, right? This is why I said don't go hopium. Don't go, hey, I think you can go up to 400, so I'm just going to blatantly ignore the 398 target, right? Let's do that. Let's ignore the 398 target and let's hold on a little longer. Now you just lost all your profits. No, take profits. That's what's that? A $3 move minimum, right? From let's see, being conservative right here above this line, because why? What I talked about, it dipped down. What do? You put your entry in as she's dipping down. You put your entry in above this level that converges to each other. And like I said, 395.10, 395.10, you get in. She get this for 395.10 to 398. So yeah, so $2.90 move. All right, you caught a nice big chunk of that. Right now you got another wide range candle. So I see a wide range candle. What do you want to do? Do you want to try to buy to go up to the upside, or do you want to try to sell from down here? Well, truth be told, if you depending on what size position you're in, of course, but if you caught this move to this move, you should be done for the day, right? Because that's if you have enough money to do 1,000 shares, right? That's a $2,000 move. You know, if you could only do 100 shares, that's a $200 move, right? So I mean, either way, of course, one share is only like $2 move. If you only have 2 shares, it's a $2 move. Um, but you see the process works. Even if you have 2 shares, well, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to do 2 shares. Cool. 2 shares made you $4. All right. 1 share would have made you $2. All right. So yeah, 10 shares made you $20. So I mean, either way, from bop bop, you made money. So I'm going to continue watching this because this is not normal price action. Normal price action is this over here. Oh, there. Oh, I didn't realize I was doing that. This right here is normal price action. This is not normal price action. Okay, this ain't. So keep in mind when you watch stuff like this. And for new traders, I wouldn't be trying to catch these because this is not normal. You do not want to start getting yourself caught up thinking this is normal. This isn't normal. This is abnormal, especially for this is the SPY. All right, this isn't some regular single-handed company with, you know, 40 million shares, what have you, or 20 million shares. This is the SPY. All right, so let's keep that in mind when you see stuff like this. So you see how she's gotten back over, right? Now, can she get to 401 from here? Maybe, but I would like to see a pullback first before she gets up. Okay, but we may or may not get that. So, but like I said, just continue to watch how this is playing out. This is the thesis I had out today. Oh yeah, before I go, because I'm going to go ahead and call it here in a second. I want to read you out the writing that I told you I was going to see here shortly. Almost forgot, but let's go ahead. The writing over here, right? The writing states. You have to zoom into this one. Bam. There we go. The writing states from here. If the price can get over and stay above 396 level, the price may see 398. Booyah! What did I tell ya? Boom shakalaka laka. Bam! 398. If the spike can get over 398 area of restriction, that's this right here. Okay, then the price level will be the target at what the fork? And then the next level up will be the next. I just read it wrong. The next level will be the target. If the SPY stays under this level, this could start hitting lower levels. Lower levels meaning it can start hitting here, here. Well, there first. This 392.72, right? That's over here. That's just a blue little tag. All right, that's this one. And of course, then down here and here. So, what else this thing says? Let's keep going. There we are. If the SPY can get over and stay above 398, this is right here. If it can stay here, see where I'm getting that hesitation. Told you. Then the SPY will hit the macro level of resistance. That's this right here that touches all four falling peaks. This level, at this level, the top of the falling peaks, around the 400 level. Like I said, about 400, 401, this area right here. That's what all this says. So this is the thesis that I have already set out. And I had this set out definitely, obviously, an hour ago because we've been jibber jabbering here for the whole time. You didn't see me tipping and typing and rocking, right? I've had this over an hour ago. And this is on CPI day, right? So this is how we play things out. And this is how we play out to make sure that we maximize money. Now, CPI, again, we got 30 more minutes to come in. Do not get it twisted. She can drop just like last time. She gets all this pump, right? And all of a sudden she just dumps. So keep that in mind here. I'm keeping that in mind. I see her getting probably up to here, right? Maybe getting up to here, and then she's going to start falling from there. Now, if she breaks above here, great. I will play accordingly. Again, make sure you have your setups. Make sure you take profits when you hit targets. Make sure your targets are reasonable. 50 cents to $1. Make sure your targets are reasonable. Don't go to 418. Think it's going to go from here to 418 in one shot. So far, from what I saw, CPI definitely was not looking all that great. So that's it for me. That's my name is Nikra. This is the bullpen. If you like what you saw and you want to learn more, you want to see more, you want to make more money, you're tired of this, oh, I'm going to turn your $2,000 account to a $200,000 account in 30 days. When you're tired of that crap, come join us because yes, we do have paid services, right? However, based off what you saw right here, you see why my services are paid, okay? Because I give you real value. None of this crap where they put out a call in a message, a text message in their Discord, right? When they've already taken their position. Let me take my position first, then I'll send them a message. No, you get on that trading floor, you're going to take more positions than me probably because I don't take every position I see. All right, I do see trend changes. I do see continuations. I do see these things, and my guys, well, my crew, the people, my community, they they will hear me talking to myself really, and I do. I will talk to myself when I'm looking at trades and analyze and doing a real live analyzing the chart, just like you saw me doing now. And they will take a trade because they hear me talking to myself, going over it, assessing everything, because I'm building a trading plan up. And even though I'm not taking the trade, it's building that muscle. I'm building a trading plan before the move makes. And then as I'm building the trading plan, the guys hear me and they like, oh, take. Then of course they take it and it takes off. And FYI, the reason I'm saying guys because there's mostly guys in the community right now. I don't have any women yet. Um, So I would love to have some women in our community because it will continue to show how diverse this um, this business is. And when people love doing things like this, you find that a community that's niche, close niche like this comes together so well. And that's what I love. So, yes, on this video, if you see it, click it. We'll give you 2 weeks free off this video right here. If you come join our community from here, we'll give you that, okay? And then I promise you, you will see value in what we do, right? And why the trading floor is so important. And I believe you'll stay. Even when you become an independent trader, you're going to stay because of the camaraderie of the community, the support of the community, the accountability we hold to you when you're not following the rules, right? This is a community that will build your career efficiently, all right? If you do something wrong, we hold you accountable. If you do it right, we applaud you. And for traders, new traders, you need that accountability held over you, all right? Because when you have that, when you're being held accountable for not doing the work correctly, you're more likely to take the trades, okay? The right trades. You're more likely to stay away from certain trades. You're definitely not going to overtrade because one of two things is going to happen. But one thing for sure will happen. One of the two things is you're going to either stay honest so we can keep you holding you accountable so you can become a professional trader, or you're going to start hiding it from everybody because you're embarrassed. But the one thing is going to come out to light. That one thing is you're going to know whether or not if you're lying to yourself or not. Because if you want to become a professional trader, you're going to need to be honest. Not with just us in the community so we can hold you accountable, but to yourself so you can be held accountable for the trades that you take. Okay? Because again, that's the only way you're going to become a professional trader is to be held accountable for your actions in this market. So, if you like everything you saw here, thank you for showing up, joining the live. But we're going to cut it loose. I got a community to get to. Like, share, whatever you're supposed to do on this silly thing. I'm still new to this whole live streaming, YouTubing thing. So you guys know this mess better than I do when it comes to that. Like, share, mention this, comment, do whatever you want. If you want to see other stuff like this, by all means, I got nothing but a bag of nuggets I like to throw in your bucket. All right. So, so we're gonna call it here, call it quits here. So there we go.